He says here, I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. O magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and he delivered me from all my fears. Now, this was a fearful time, I believe, in David's life. He had a price on his head. He was running. He was on the run. And he says, I sought the Lord, and he heard me. You see, God doesn't rejoice in our fears. He wants to deliver us from our fears. The fears that come upon us, the fears that come in our souls. You know, here's Paul, mighty man of faith. Speaking to the Corinthians, he says, yeah, there were fightings without. On the outside, people fighting against him. He was stoned. Read 2 Corinthians chapter 11. You'll see something that would make me want to quit. Quit being a missionary. Right? After the first beating, I'd probably say, Lord, I think I need another calling. But he went through it. And he says there are fightings without. Who is fighting him? The Jews? The Gentiles? Everywhere he went, he faced opposition. And he said there were fears within. One time Paul said, after all these things, he says, there's something that comes upon me daily, and that's the care of all the churches. Paul was concerned for the churches. I'm not saying he was in fear there. But we often just think of this just stoic, strong apostle of the Lord. But Paul was a human being. He was made of flesh and blood, just like we are. You see, each one of us in here, we have to work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. We ourselves. There's a valley of the shadow of death that we all must walk through. There's going to be times in our lives where we're all going to be challenged. Are we going to move in fear? Are we going to move in faith? If you start moving in fear, it's going to be a snare to your life. And then another time, let's hold our place there and let's turn to Joshua chapter 1.